opening of our Newark office. It's good to see everybody come out. My name is Jim Paoli, and I'm going to be the chair of the Coordinated Campaign. So wait till after November, and then we'll see if they're going to applaud or not. What we're going to do is something real basic. We want everybody to sit, talk to everybody, meet everybody. We're going to have some candidates coming in and out throughout the night. One who's going to be here in a little bit is probably Bo, so we may stop everything and let Bo have a word. So the two candidates, well, I'm going to go through a couple of the candidates who are here. Is someone else here? Oh, okay. Who are here, they're the elected officials or candidates, and then we're going to have two candidates we're going to let speak because they're going to be at the top of the ticket. We have Paul Clark, our County Council President. I make sure there was this one. Maybe we'll be able to change that come November or so. John Kawako, State Rep. State Rep Terry Scully. State Rep Earl Jakes. Candidate for Auditor Richard Korn. Current Treasurer and candidate for Treasurer Imelda Jones Potter. Candidate for State Rep Dave Ellis. And a couple people from Chip Flowers' campaign. He's supposed to be here a little bit later too. Again, this is something which.
John Corny.
Oh, we got that. We're going to take it.
Thank you, Ralph.
No, exactly. What's your name again? Let's see what the signs. We're real lucky to have this spot. I mean, I think 2004, 2006, we would never had a facility like this where our candidates are going to be able to come in here, either make phone calls, do meetings, stuff like this, and especially for the Newark area, we are going to have a bunch of races. So we're going to need your help. So everybody make sure that you've signed up, get your name, your address, your email, whatever, because we're going to call you. Because we're going to need all the help we can, because everybody keeps saying this is not going to be a good year for Democrats. But from the response we've been seeing from Saturday, we had over 100 volunteers going out throughout the state, knocking on doors and getting names and getting votes, people to come out and vote. So it was probably, that number that early was real exciting from all the people who helped out. So everybody who helped out on that canvas, kudos out to them. So now I'm done talking, so we're going to turn it over. First person we're going to let talk, it's not going to be John, but we will let him talk, is our candidate for U.S. Senate, Chris Coons.
Don't you love the raw excitement of Jim Paoli, our candidate for Senate, Chris Coons? Ladies and gentlemen, I am so thrilled that Jim is chairing the Coordinated, and I am so excited about this kickoff of the Newark office for our Coordinated campaign. When Democrats work together, when Democrats get active and get out there and connect with the people of our state, there is nothing we can't get done. Did any of you volunteer or work or vote for change in 2008? Anybody? And I am proud of and happy about the very hard work that our Vice President Joe Biden and our President Barack Obama and our congressional representatives, both Ted Kaufman and Tom Carper, the very hard work they've put in on tackling everything from the very first bill that was signed into law by the President, the Lilly Ledbetter Pay Equity Act, which my likely opponent voted against, to some of the most recent pieces of legislation that they are trying to push even today. That would help give financing to small business, help rehire the unemployed, help extend support and assistance to states and communities. Democrats in Washington over the last 18 months have worked really hard to try and make a positive difference in the worst economy any of us have seen in decades, and one of the most challenging global environments we've seen in decades. There is a Republican primary going on right now. And there's going to be a lot of excitement, a lot of attention paid to the Republican primary. I don't know how many of you watched Becca Palooza the other day, the little gathering they had down at the Lincoln Memorial. But in my view, if you listen to the difference between Glenn Urquhart and Michelle Rollins, the difference between Mike Castle and Christine O'Donnell, there is not a difference that matters. And I would be grateful for your help in reaching out to Democrats and helping them hear this difference. Because whether it's in John's race or my race, whether it's for Senate or it's for Congress, they've got primaries that are along social issues. Issues that matter to all of us, issues of consequence for individual choice and liberty, for tolerance, diversity, and inclusion, for what our country looks like and what we're about. But as I've gone up and down the state, and I know as John's gone up and down the state, we don't hear people asking us about everything from, choice to gay marriage to what they're asking about is jobs. How did we get into this mess, and how are we going to get out of it? And I'll tell you that my likely opponent, Congressman Castle, should he be successful, and Christine is coming on strong. They're going to have a fun 2 weeks. They've decided, right? They've decided that this is as wide open as Alaska. And after the Tea Party Express pulled off a huge upset win in Alaska, they're coming to Delaware because they figure we're cheap and easy. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But I just did an interview with Politico, and my comment was a simple one. For the average Delawarean, you look at Mike Castle. What did he do for 18 years? He served on the Education Committee and the Finance Committee, the Banking Committee. He co-authored No Child Left Behind. How'd that work out for you, teachers and students? And he voted for every banking deregulation bill for 18 years. He pulled all the pins out, protecting consumers and the public, tossed the grenades around to see what happened, and they blew up. The economy melted down, and $700 billion of your money was spent to bail out Wall Street without accountability. That's an economic record I can't believe he's got the courage to run on. But if you listen to the RNC, if you listen to Mike Castle, if you listen to Christine O'Donnell, if you listen to Glenn Urquhart, if you listen to Michelle Rollins, they're all for the same thing. More deregulation for business, more tax cuts for the very wealthiest, more access to natural resources for big business, and less accountability. They are fighting to protect oil companies, and they are fighting to make sure that their particular priorities and privileges keep going forward. I think the failed economic policies of the Bush administration will be alive and well if we get back to having Republicans in either one of these two seats. So, my view, I would be grateful for your focus on the fact that the difference between them is no difference at all. Delawareans this year have a real choice in the race for Senate and in the race for the House. And we can only do this with you. If you're willing to go out there and knock doors and make phone calls and encourage people to keep going, to keep working and voting for the change that we all worked for in 2008. And I'll come talk to you in a moment, ma'am, if I can. I just want to introduce John Carney. I would be grateful for your help. I know that without you, this isn't possible. But given how small Delaware is, I am confident that with you, it is winnable. I am just 11 or 12 points behind Mike Castle. And to close that gap takes 28,000 Democrats voting Democrat. There are twice that many people in Newcastle County who are Democrats, who voted for Obama, Biden, and me in 2008, who simply need to be convinced that Mike Castle is a Republican congressman. And his first vote will be for Mitch McConnell. Christine O'Donnell's first vote will be for Mitch McConnell. Michelle Rollins' first vote will be for John Boehner. And Glenn Urquhart's first vote will be for John Boehner. The difference for our country could not be more stark. Their primary doesn't really matter. In my view, what matters is, are we going forward or are we going back? And with your help, we'll go forward. The university went back in. There are lots and lots of positive, high-energy folks in Newark, whether they are seniors or they're in middle school or elementary school, at all ages and at all backgrounds. This is an incredible community that has elected great people in the past and will elect some new great people this cycle. I am appreciative of everything you're going to do in this room, and we're going to be here with you each and every step of the way.